Hello and welcome to the Kitchen Table Models Workshop. My name's Ian. It's my kitchen table where I do all my modelling. So what have we got for you today? If we look over my shoulder here, you can see I have got a modern kit, not brand new, but a modern kit from Tamiya. It's the M561 Gama Goat US 6x6 cargo truck. Really oddball vehicle to model. And it was quite an interesting one when it came out from Tamiya. Now I've built this a fair while ago and I really enjoyed it, and I picked this one up very cheap off of eBay, and I thought I might do a quick review on it, just something different than other ultra modern kits. It's something that's a few years old. So let's stop waffling, get the kit on the table and see what's going on. So on the table, and as usual, box art. Beautiful Tamiya box art. I mean, Tamiya's renowned for its box art, and this is no exception. Absolutely stunning depiction of this vehicle. They always say the box art grabs you and makes you want to buy the kit. Well, this one works all the time. Now, so 1/35th scale military miniatures, kit number 330. The usual blurb: static display model, unique form with tractor, and carrier modules accurately reproduced. The usual stuff for 14 years and over. And if we look on the side, we've got the three-tone camouflage one. Doesn't tell you, oh yeah, 82nd Airborne Division, Grenada, 1983. So this will be the last time this probably was used, because it was built in the 70s if I remember rightly. Side box, the usual sort of Tamiya blurb. On the other end we have got 3rd Marine Division Camp Fuji. Doesn't give you a year. And then the other end is the same as the far end. Let's get the lid off and see what we've got inside. As I said, it's been a while since I built this kit. Don't know if there's a copyright date on it. Yep, there is a copyright date. So this was tooled in 2013. So it is what, 2021. My math serves me right, it's 8 years old. So quite modern for Tamiya. Instructions in the kit box, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 sprues and a plastic part. Right, let's go through the instructions first and then we'll look at the parts after. Tamiya's usual format, very clear, very well laid out, easy to follow. Fold out instructions this time, but they can always be folded to keep it down to one sheet. Okay, yeah, so you've got the 82nd Airborne Division. I'll get that in focus for you. There we go. Up there. In Grenada, October 1983. 3rd Marine Division Camp Fuji. And then Unknown Unit, 1976. So, part 1. Knocking the camera. We've got the lower chassis tub. I'm not sure which chassis this is, possibly the drive module. Then we've got the part 2. We've got the, I'll get that in frame, I'm not doing too well today, am I? We've got the driveline parts. Part 3, so the driveline parts are going to the tub. Now this is the rear tub. No, this is the front tub. This is the drive one. So the rear tub's only got one axle. And then we're moving on to the tractor rear panel. So this is the coupling, I would say, in part 4 for the joint. Now that's a double swivel joint because it swivels up the way and sideways, and it also twists in three axis rather as 2, so it can go over rough terrain, which is what it was designed for. So the rear plate with the hitching coupling goes on, and suspension arms, and then you've got a bit of bracing from the bottom to the bottom of the chassis, and an exhaust pipe. And then for part 6 we're looking at the windscreen. Again, I would only put that in once it's all painted. And then you've got some parts to take off, holes to drill for A and B vehicles. There's the front panel, windscreen all going together with a wiper module on top, and then we've got the gear stick, seats, some decals in there for the transmission tunnel, and then you've got obviously painting the lights for the headlights and indicators. Right, so for models A and B, if we look at part 12, there's a front mounted winch to go together, wing mirrors, indicators, and then indicator guards. So that's all going on the front, and a horn, I think that is, if everyone had their own. And there's a cover going over the front louvers. And then we move on to part 14. In fact, oh, I've missed out a whole load of steps, I do apologise. Part 7. Front dash, fuel tanks, the seat unit going in, fuel tanks going on the side, front dash going in, side panels going on, painting the driver figure, steering wheel going on. Part 10. This can get confusing with these constructions if you don't fold them right out. We've got all the wheels going together. Two-piece wheels, so you're going to have to paint separately the hub and the rim, but there's an easy way of doing that with a circle template. And we've got the rear engine cover with grab handles, and we've got light guard going on there. Right, then we move on to part 12, which we've just gone over. So that's the winch for subjects A and B, winch attaching, the rest of the sundries on the front, and then we're moving part 14 is the rear trailer unit, rear suspension arms, springs and dampers. Part 15 is the tailgate with the light units, drop down tailgate with the Pioneer tools. We've got the chassis going to the load bed frame, the rear tailgate going on, or the rear tail board, and then the rear tailgate going on. You've got some bracing there and a tow hitch. And then we've got the side panels going on and the front panel going on, and again there's a couple of bits to remove off the wire frame for the front panel of the trailer unit. Finally, part 18, you've got the wheels going on, and then the rear trailer joining to that 3-axis coupling at the rear of the tractor unit. And then there's a suggestion of how you can model this on rough terrain. You can see that the trailer is moving independently from the tractor unit, which gives it this off-road versatility. Well, there we go. Finally, we've got paint schemes. Now, when I did my one first, I'll be honest with you, I copped out on it because I just painted it NATO green, TS28, or I can't remember what the XF colour was for NATO green. Off the top of my head, but anyway, it's there. So I just painted my NATO green and weathered it. And to be fair, even with a green vehicle, as long as you do a little bit of tonal modulation of the paint, you get your washers on and a little bit of mud spray, you end up with a very, very interesting vehicle. Now, I'll have to say, I think I would really like to tackle, when I do build this one in the future, the 3-tone camo, because I think it's so much more interesting and a challenge, and it's a challenge that you need. You know, you can play it safe, paint it green, but sometimes you need to challenge yourself, and it's quite a compact little vehicle, so to get this done properly is going to be a challenge, but quite interesting all the same. So that's probably the colour scheme I'll end up going for the airborne invasion of Grenada in 1983. Right, let's have a look at the plastic. Oh, no, sorry, I do apologise. There's the other overall green one, Unknown Unit 1976, and that was the one I built. Interesting vehicle. Interesting vehicle. Right, sprues. Let's have a look. We may as well start with the biggest sprue first. Sprue B. Tamiya as usual with staples. Don't we love them? To be fair, I'm not really fussed. So long as it doesn't scratch the parts you take it out, it's okay. Right, listen to that. Beautiful, crisp, hard Tamiya plastic. You know, you've got to give it to Tamiya. They really, really do use good quality plastic for their kits. And it pays in the fact that the detail is really, really well molded. You can see the panel detail and the structural detail of the tub is great. Beautiful rendering of the louvers on the side. Really, really nice rendering of the bolt patterns on the front panel there. There's the dash. There's the rear, the engine cover with the rear. You've got the driveline parts. You've got very, very fine parts for probably the wing mirrors. Gear sticks, very, very fine. Little front cover there, if I get it in frame. Very, very fine molded. And to be fair, okay, there is a few ejector pin marks. That's possibly where the gear stick, no, there is an ejector pin mark there. I don't know if you are going to see them. I honestly don't know if you're going to see them. There is quite a lot of ejector pins, but I think all these are going to be covered up, and I think the ones on the driver compartment are going to be covered up with the chair and the driver's seat and such like that. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, Tamiya. And that's the one thing about Tamiya. They say they're shake and bake kits, and they possibly are, but if you're learning, if you're a new modeler and you want to build your confidence and model an armour before you tackle a Dragon or even a Tacom or, you know, a Rifle model kit, go and buy a Tamiya kit, because you know they're going to go together. You can learn the craft of properly cutting parts off, cleaning up sprue marks, ejector pin marks, and getting the test fitting the parts together. We all have to learn somewhere. Right, so this is the rear trailer. Again, beautiful rendering in the back tub. Beautiful rendering. There's the sides. Absolutely stunning detail. You know, hats off to Tamiya. They've really nailed it. Really, really nice detail. If you look here. Crisp moulding. There's little bits of burr lines. If we look down the side of the driver's leg, there is burr in there. You know, I won't lie. Get it to focus. The driver's face, it's good. You've got a separate helmet, separate head, so that'll make it easier to paint. Just nip off the sprue here and you're already on a holder. We've got the rear tub section here. Lovely detail. Very nicely moulded. Got the winch, it's in two halves, so you're going to have to deal with the seam line down where the wire ropes were wound on. It's not insurmountable. It's doable. Yeah, brilliant. Nice, crisp moulding. It's Tamiya at Tamiya's best. And if you think how long Tamiya's been making models, there's no reason why they shouldn't be doing it like this. And to be fair with Tamiya, every model they release tends to be really good quality. They are one of these sort of gold standard companies that you know what you're going to get before you open the box. Alright, double sprue of the wheels. Get it in frame might help. So there's the lower suspension arms. We've got springs, shock absorbers, and another suspension system. There's the seats. Now look at that seat. Look at that fabric detail on the seat. There we go. Absolutely stunning. So if you didn't put a driver figure in there, you've got a seat that's nice and creased. It's worn. It looks realistic. Fantastic. Wheels, well rendered. Lots of really fine detail deep down in the wheel rim. And you've got this big bar grip type tyre. Now, obviously with Tamiya, there's no weight on wheels. Now these things, because of the size of the tyres, you're going to get a flat spot. You're going to get that flat spot on the bottom just with the weight of the vehicle sitting on it. And I do know you can get resin replacement wheels. But if you're just starting out and you want to cut your teeth into a more detailed model kit, why bother, you know? Get a base made up and sink them in, or just file them flat, make them bulge slightly. It's all about building your skill set up and learning to do these things. But as a base kit, it's fantastic. Right, finally we've got some poly caps in that bag. I'm not going to get them out because I don't want to lose them. And then the clear parts. Now I will get the clear parts out because obviously it's going to be a focal point. It's got quite a prominent windscreen on this vehicle. And I'll also make sure I take the staples out so I don't scratch the clear parts as I remove them from the bag. And let's have a look. Well, you can see for yourself, they're absolutely crystal clear. Look at that. That is beautiful moulding. Same with the headlights, same with the indicators, both sides. So 10 out of 10 for that. I know it's only a small clear part, but as I said, it's a focal point and you want it to be right. And that's it. So you've got 4 sprues that will build up to make a really detailed and interesting model. So I'll get the stuff back in the box and then we'll get the camera back on me for a summing up. So there we are, Tamiya's Gama Goat. Thoughts? Brilliant little kit. It's Tamiya, so we know it's going to go together well. We know the level of detail and the quality of the moulding is going to be good and high quality. It's a 2013 kit, so it's quite a recent kit. It's up there. You know, there's a lot of knowns and givens about the kit. But let's look at it on this perspective of someone coming into the hobby, wanting to get into armour or into just military vehicles in general. That's where you need to look at. It's got 4 sprues, simple parts, a low part count. It's going to go together well, and it's an interesting vehicle. It also spans, quite a few years, so you've got a number of different diorama possibilities. Tamiya have also released this in an field ambulance version, which I actually wouldn't mind getting a hold of because it looks so interesting. So in the back trailer, it's fully covered, and you've got stretchers in the rear. So another different option to do. You can also get companies out there, the aftermarket companies have made a fire engine conversion for this, or you can get stowage to go in the back. The possibilities are endless, and it's a cheap kit. I mean, I picked this up for under 20 quid. It's a fantastic way for a beginner to get into the model, to build a slightly more detailed, a little bit more challenging kit, but simple enough that it's going to hone their skills, and they'll have a really interesting model. Doesn't take up a huge amount of shelf space at the end of it. So yeah, a brilliant model, quality's there, interest there, and I highly recommend it. Yeah, Tamiya, what more can you say? It's brilliant. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, if you'd like to like and subscribe and give me the old thumbs up, thank you very much. I'd appreciate that. If you have any questions, pop them down below. I always take time to read the questions. I really appreciate anybody that does leave a question below, and I will answer you back. It might not be straight away, but I will get back to you. So please feel free to do that. And until next time, happy modelling.